So this example 3 is just a word problem, and it's each popcorn bag shown holds exactly 96 cubic inches of popcorn. That's our volume. So let's annotate this as we go. So this here is our volume. Which bag should a movie theater choose in order to use less paper when making popcorn bags? So what measure will represent the amount of paper used? This is the surface area. And so what we need to do is find out what H is over here, and we're going to do that by using the volume and solving for H. So we have the volume of bag A, which was 96, equals our base area, which is our area of our base, which is the bottom of the bag. So 3 times 4, and then times our height. So 3 times 4 is 12, times H equals 96. So now to get H by itself, we're going to divide by 12. And 96 divided by 12 is 8, which is our height. So now we know that this is an 8 over here on our larger bag, or our taller bag, if I will. Our volume of bag B, we still had 96 because it holds the same amount of popcorn. We just want to use less paper. So the base of our bag is going to be the base of this down here, which is a rectangle. So we're going to do 4 times 4 times H, which is our height. 4 times 4 is 16. And so now we want H by itself, so we're going to divide by 16 on both sides. And 96 divided by 16 is 6, which is our height. So this bag, the height is 6. So now we're going to find the surface area. So the surface area is the length times the width, plus 2 times the length times the height, plus 2 times the width times the height. So the length times the width, that's the bottom of our bag. And there's not a top of our bag, and that's why we're not multiplying that by 2. So the bottom of our bag right here, we have length times width. So 3 times 4. And then we are going to look at our length times height. So our length times our height, that means that's the front and back of my bag. So there's 2 that look very similar to this. Try and maybe color them in so you can see. So we have the front, and then we have that back section right there. And so that's why we're multiplying this one by 2 times our length, which was 4, times our height, which we know is now 8, plus, now we're going to do the width times our height. So our width is 3, and our height was 8. So these are the sides of our bags. So we have 2, since there's 2 sides of the bag, times 3, which is our width, times our height, which is 8. But now we have to use order of operations. So we can't just plug all of this into our calculator. So now we're going to do 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 4 times 8, which is 32, times 2, which is 64, plus 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 8 is 48. Now we can plug all of this into our calculator. So we have 12 plus 64 plus 48, and we get 124. So our surface area equals 124 inches. All right, so now let's look at the surface area of our shorter bag. So we have our length and width. That's the bottom of our bag because we just have the length times the width. So this is the bottom. And since there's not a lid on the popcorn bag, we don't have to multiply by 2. There's only one of them, which is just the bottom of the bag. So we have 4 times 4 plus 2 times the length, which is 4, times the height, which is 6, plus 2 times the width, which is 4, and the height, which is 6. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 times 4 is 8, times 6 is 48, plus 2 times 4 is 8, times 6 is 48. So we have 16 plus 48 plus 48, and we get 112 for our surface area. So now we want to figure out the answer to the question, which bag should the movie theater choose in order to use less paper? We want to choose bag B because it is a smaller surface area, which means that we would use less paper.